Welcome to 50 Nights of Fright. I'm your host, Tommy, joined today with Zach. Today we are covering Dracula.
Dracula!
Starring Bela Lugosi. Zach, have you seen this version of Dracula before?
So I had seen bits and pieces. I had not seen it. I thought I did, but I did not see it.
Okay. So what did you overall think of it? It was kind of the blueprint by which most Dracula films have followed since.
Well, I went into it. The reason it took me so long to watch this one is I actually reread the book.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just watched the new Nosferatu, and I was trying to compare the book Nosferatu and Dracula in my head. Figured that'd be an interesting way to come into this, and I didn't realize how different from the book the first movie is.
Yeah.
But you could definitely see where we get a lot of the modern vampire tropes and stuff from the movie, not the book.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting about the book by Bram Stoker is it's an epistolary novel.
Yeah.
Told through like letters and newspaper clippings and things like that.
Almost like it's a journal of someone studying something.
Yeah, it's piecing together all of these different things happening. That doesn't make for a very good movie.
Fair enough.
So, other famous epistolary novels, Frankenstein, of course, Carrie by Stephen King, that's an epistolary novel. So, there's always that shift in how you tell the story that I think the filmmakers did a good job with Dracula, still keeping the general story, but telling it as more of a traditional narrative.
Yeah. Also, the movie really holds up.
I absolutely agree. I think it's got that perfect blend of early sound cinema. One of the first movies to really have a full landscape of sound with the music, the sound effects, just the general atmosphere of it, as well as just looking gorgeous.
Right. Yeah, some of the set design, some of the costume design and everything, super cool. My only complaint about the movie was the over-the-top acting, which you get that with a lot of older movies, and so I definitely had to separate myself from a little bit of that, because I mean, there's the whole thing where people were like, when they think of vampires, they think of the and stuff and you have a little bit of that in there, not as much as I thought. So I guess some of that comes just from more parodies of this.
Very exaggerated takes on Bela Lugosi's performance. Which is an unfortunate thing because he does a really good job.
He's great. He's creepy.
Yeah.
When I watched it, I didn't expect, especially as old as it is, I didn't expect to be creeped out as much as I was. Especially since a lot of modern horror movies I don't really get scared from. I just kind of watch them and I'm like, oh, that's cool or crazy or whatever. But I was like, the atmosphere they did well enough, and maybe it's because black and white movies just kind of have that effect on me anyways a little bit.
Right.
Just not, I was born in 96. I'm not used to that kind of thing. So it did kind of give me I was on the edge of my seat a little bit but I don't know. And then some of the cinematography felt very modern.
Yeah. One of the things that I particularly find fascinating about this version of Dracula is while they were filming it, they were also filming a Spanish language version of the movie. And so, whenever the American or, the English-speaking team was done, at the end of the day, they would kind of switch off with the Spanish team. They would come in, same costumes, everything, same sets. So they would just kind of alternate, daytime, nighttime. And so if you haven't seen the Spanish version, I definitely recommend it as well, because some people actually prefer some of the acting performances in that. It's not nearly as hammy. Sure, it is in another language. You'll have to read subtitles and stuff, but after having watched it, you kind of understand the story of Dracula.
Okay, cool. I didn't know that. Did not know that about this.
So were there any particular scenes or any shots that stood out to you the most, whether that's in the movie or while you were reading the book?
I mean, it's probably a cliche answer, but the first time we see him reveal himself to his victim.
Mm-hmm.
That shot where he kind of like fully like, you know, and it's a little over the top, but
Yeah.
They did such a good job. I mean, he's a normal dude acting, but they did such a good job, I guess, with the score and everything, lighting and everything, of making him seem larger than life.
Mm-hmm.
And that felt a little modern to me.
Yeah.
The way they make him seem like he's not a dude, you know, not a dude acting. It's easy to suspend my disbelief in this movie, I guess. And that shot was one of the ones that really stuck out, because I was like, oh, I was like, that no crazy special effects with it. He just, you know, and he's there. It's almost like a bodybuilder or something taking that breath in, and he's just there in front of you. The music builds up, and you know, you kind of have that moment where she's intimidated by this figure or whatever.
There have been so many great versions of Dracula, of course. Other than Bela Lugosi, there's you know, Frank Langella, the sexy Dracula. There's Christopher Lee, the longest serving Dracula. Of course,
that's the one I grew up with.
Was Christopher Lee?
Like watching on TV and stuff, was Christopher Lee's version of Dracula.
Gary Oldman, of course, played him in the, you know, Bram Stoker's Dracula, directed by Francis Ford Coppola.
Gary Oldman's so good, dude.
Yeah, it was a great one. John Carradine played him in a couple of the like team-up movies, and the Abbott and Costello ones, things like that. There are so many great performances, but I feel like the Lugosi Dracula is the one that everybody can. That's the one you get behind.
Yeah.
So, having watched it, do you think that this deserves to be like number 2 on this list of the history of horror in this 50 Nights of Fright? Has it earned a spot?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a staple when we think of modern things that we still make horror movies about. You know, we're getting to a lot more psychological stuff nowadays, but and this has some aspects of that. But when you think about like staple characters, like creatures, you think of zombies nowadays, and werewolves and vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are the big ones that, at least to me, maybe it's because I'm like millennial Gen Z, like cusp of both or whatever, but when I think of horror monsters that aren't slashers and stuff like that, I think vampires is like immediately hits me in the head, and I mean that is
because the vampire,
because of this movie and this book.
All right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you putting Dracula at?
Well, you've seen me on other things where I'm very hypercritical. I tend to be very hypercritical with my ratings. But after not rewatch, but after actually watching it the first time, I think I got to give it a solid like 8.
An 8. That is high praise from Zach.
Yeah, I don't do much 8s. I don't do much over 8s either. But yeah,
it earned its spot then.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, talking about Dracula and his incredible legacy. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, where we hit another one of the major Universal monsters with Frankenstein.